you. Thank you. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. You're probably wondering why I asked you all to come here this morning. And seriously, we are very honored by your presence. We really appreciate you doing this. A lot of friends and people that I've been with for a long period of time are here, and I'm very appreciative of that. My wife Mary is here with us. Delighted to have her along. Our oldest son Andy is somewhere in the crowd. I don't know quite where. He's back over here. And my mom is here from Parker, Kansas. Nancy Brownback is over here, as Dad Mom could make it. Dad would be here, but he's got beans to plant, and so he's busy, but doing the things that he needs to get done. And I'm soon to introduce to you the next Lieutenant Governor of the state of Kansas and his wonderful family. So, but not quite yet. You got to go through me first. I'm thrilled to be here. It is a wonderful day, and I love Kansas. This is a fabulous state. I was born here, raised here, educated here, married here. In the last 15 years, I've commuted back and forth to Washington, but Kansas has always been home. And I'm delighted to be coming home. Our family has been honored by the ability that you've given us to be able to represent this state for the past 15 years in Washington. But for everything, there is a reason and there's a season. I believe in public service, but I also believe in term limits. And I'm honoring my term limit by looking forward. And I am pleased that today here with my family, that I'm announcing to you that I am a candidate to be the next governor for the state of Kansas. And with your help and the grace of God, that's going to happen. Now, it's not a time for smallness or timidity in the state of Kansas. We have serious difficulties we're facing. But yet, like the forefathers that went before us, I think if us working together, we can come up with a plan and a way forward, and we must do it, and we can do it. During my time in public service, the most effective governing document I saw and was a part of was the Contract with America. It was a document that we ran on in 1994, the freshman class at that time. It was designed as a campaign document, but its real importance was that it provided a framework for real-world governance once the campaign was over. It provided a compelling vision of a better future, described in detail through a series of specific policy proposals, and I believe that's the best way to run for office and the best way to keep meaningful accomplishments coming forward after you're elected. Soon we'll be offering our roadmap for Kansas, concrete steps towards a better future for our state. We will campaign on it, we will run on it, we will win on it, and we will govern on it. The Brownback administration will focus on three initial problems: growing the economy, improving education, protecting our families. First, growing the economy, because that's first and foremost. In 2009, Kansas lost 53,000 private sector jobs. Our personal income went down 2.5%, and yet in spite of that, the size of government and taxes went up. This is unwise and unsustainable. We must change the course and direction. We must grow the economy. We must provide for jobs, and we must increase income for people across the state of Kansas. We must do it. And let me be clear as well. Government is too big and taxes are too high. It's got to change. It's got to change. Now, a lot of times people say, well, government needs to do more with less. But I think really what government needs to do is to focus on its core missions and do them better. What the key is in the future is not about government doing more with less. It's about government doing its core function better at less cost to the taxpayer. That's what the core function and mission should be, and that's what we can do. Our first focus will be to grow the economy. We will do it by controlling state spending, pursuing pro-growth tax policies, and insisting that state regulations make sense to Kansans and are not overly burdensome. We will measure our success by jobs and income. Your jobs and your income. That's how success will be measured. By the end of a 4-year Brownback administration, more Kansans will be at work and personal income will rise. We can do it and we must do it. Second piece, improving education. Education is to state government what national defense is to the federal government. It's the primary function of government. It must be done well, from preschool to K through 12, up through higher education and lifelong learning. Education rightly claims the lion's share of our state budget, and that will continue to be true. But for all these billions of dollars, the formula for distributing these dollars is confusing, illogical, unfair, limits flexibility, doesn't support innovation, fails to prioritize classroom learning, and discourages excellence. It must be fixed in a way that doesn't force consolidation, but rather encourages innovation, excellence, and learning. And most especially, we will see that our education dollars get where they belong, to the classroom where teachers teach and students learn, and not at the administration building or in the courtroom. We will do that. We will do that. And finally, we will protect our families. The best classroom, the best social program, the best way to raise a child is in a strong, stable family with committed, loving parents. Strong families make a strong state. We know that. At every level, we need to re-emphasize what it means to be a family again. A Brownback administration will evaluate taxes, budget, and welfare policies by how they affect families, and, like the physician, we promise to do no harm. Now, speaking of physicians, they say one of the key qualities of being a good governor